Danakil Desert, where the planet touches hell. Chapter 1, Invitation to a Forbidden Land. In a small cafe in the Eritrean capital of Asmara, Elena Navarro, a young Spanish geologist, sat before a faded, old map that depicted the Danakil Desert, one of the most inhospitable and mysterious places on the planet. From acid lakes to sulfur geysers, from white salt flats to glowing volcanoes, the Danakil is a land that seems like something out of a bizarre nightmare. Elena has spent her life studying the harshest places on Earth, but Danakil has always been a challenge she has not dared to face. Every document about the place warns of its dangers: average temperatures of up to 50 degrees Celsius, poisonous gases emanating from the ground, and even the presence of the Afar tribes, who are known to be tough and mysterious. But now, an invitation from a veteran explorer, Dr. Yusuf Obdi, has convinced her to join a special expedition. The goal is to explore the Dalal Lake area, a place likened to the door to hell, with surreal colors and natural phenomena that have never been fully explained. "We are going to the heart of the earth," Dr. Yusuf said, his eyes flashing with enthusiasm. Danakil is not just a desert, but also a place that holds the deepest secrets about the formation of this planet. Chapter 2, Journey to the Land of the Dead. The expedition consisted of 5 people: Elena, Dr. Yusuf, a French documentary filmmaker named Mark, a young biologist named Amina, and a local guide, Dawit, a member of the Afar tribe. They left Asmara early one morning in an old all-terrain vehicle, carrying enough water, food, and protective equipment. After just a few hours of travel, the landscape began to change rapidly. The green hills disappeared, giving way to white salt flats that stretched to the horizon. The temperature rose steadily, and the wind was as hot as fire. "Welcome to Danakil, where humans do not belong," Dawit said with a fleeting smile. By midday, they stopped at an area where the Afar people were mining salt. Tough, sunburned men used primitive tools to rip large chunks of salt from the ground. Elena was amazed to see the sight. "How do they live here?" she asked Dawit. "We not only live here, we call this place home," Dawit replied. "The desert teaches you to be strong." Chapter 3, The Colors of Hell. The second day of the journey took the group to the Dalal Lakes, described as one of the most surreal places on Earth. As the sun rose, the scene before them resembled an alien painting: green lakes, white salt dunes, and foul-smelling sulfur geysers. "Unbelievable," Mark whispered, his camera constantly recording every detail. Elena bent down to examine a small geyser. The water was 100 degrees Celsius hot, and the acidity was so high that it could corrode anything. Amina, the biologist, made a surprising discovery: extremophile bacteria living in these harsh conditions. "We could be looking at the most primitive life forms on Earth," she said, "or maybe this is what we'll find on Mars." But excitement was quickly replaced by caution. Dr. Yusuf warned the group about the dangers of hydrogen sulfide and toxic gases emitted from the geysers. "Never inhale these fumes for long," he said. "It can kill you in minutes." Chapter 4, The Secret of Acid Lake. On the third day, the expedition moved deeper into the central region of Lake Dalal, where the lakes turned golden and red. Dawit, the guide, was worried. "This place is not for humans," he said. "Our gods believe this is where evil spirits are imprisoned." Elena tried to reassure him. "What we saw was natural. These were chemicals and geological phenomena, not magic." But even she couldn't deny that the place held an eerie and terrifying beauty. Beneath the fragile surface of the acid lake, a force was at work. The cracks in the ground indicated intense geological activity. Suddenly, the ground shook slightly. A geyser suddenly erupted, creating a thick yellow gas. The expedition quickly retreated, away from the danger zone. "This is why no one should stay here for too long," said Dr. Yusuf. Chapter 5, Night in Danakil. That evening, the group camped on high ground, far from the dangerous lakes. The night sky over Danakil sparkled with millions of stars, a beauty that contrasted starkly with the harshness of the day. Dawit told them the legends of the Afar tribe. He said that this place was once the kingdom of the fire gods, and that anyone who entered without permission would bring a curse. "We are not afraid of the desert, but we respect it," Dawit said. Elena looked up at the sky, her heart filled with a mixture of emotions. The place gave her more questions than answers. Chapter 6. Unforeseen Disaster. On the final day of the trip, the expedition approached the Ertail volcano, known as the Boiling Volcano, with its constantly active lava lake. This is one of the few places in the world where people can see lava at close range. But as they got closer, the ground began to shake violently. A sudden earthquake occurred, causing the ground to crack open and smoke to rise. "Run!" Dawit shouted. The group hastily retreated, but Aelana slipped near a crevice. Dawit quickly returned, pulling her up just before heat rose from the ground. They narrowly escaped the safety zone, but everyone understood that Danakil was no place to joke around. Chapter 7. Unsolved Mystery. When she returned to Asmara, Aelana brought with her a wealth of valuable specimens and data. But what was more important were the emotions and lessons she took away from this land. Danakil is no place for the faint-hearted, but it also holds great secrets about our planet. It is a testament to the power and harshness of nature, as well as to the ability of humans to adapt and survive. Aelana looked back at the old map and wondered, do we really understand everything about the Earth? Or are there places like Danakil, where mysteries remain mysteries? That question will probably never be answered, but for her, that's not what matters. What matters is the journey of discovery, and Danakil will forever be etched in her heart as a reminder of the beauty and terror of the world.